Drip, drip, drip. The faucet in the bathroom beats a monotonous rhythm, each drop pounding in my temples. For a month now, I've been meaning to ask Jean to fix it, but the words get stuck somewhere between good morning and what's for dinner. Louis and Sophie are asleep, they're breathing even and serene. Jean is out there somewhere, maybe drinking with colleagues at that bar in Montparnasse, or maybe just driving home, thinking about tomorrow's meetings and forgetting about us. And I sit alone. With a glass of sour rose, the last drops from the bottle we opened for our wedding anniversary. 37 years behind me feel like both an eternity and a fleeting moment. With an emptiness that no wine can drown out, only making it sharper. I look at my hands. Once they lived for paint, felt its texture on my skin, inhaled the sharp smell of oil, heard the whisper of brushes on canvas. I remember how they said in art school that I had hands that see color. Now these hands know only greasy dishes, an eternally sticky floor, and the temperature of children's foreheads. Nails chipped from laundry, skin dry from dish soap. Am I an artist? I was. Now I'm the keeper of other people's lives, having lost my own. When he touches me at night, I listen to his breathing, trying to find traces of the man I once loved. We still sleep together. Rarely. Once a month, maybe every two, I've stopped keeping this sad tally. It's no longer intimacy, just a ritual, mechanical and predictable. He turns, touches me with familiar motions, enters, and I think about the grocery list, whether I forgot to wash Louis's uniform. This isn't love. It's loneliness together, sharp as a blade. And this loneliness cuts my heart with a dull knife because my husband is right there, the kids are in the next rooms, the house is full of the sounds of life. Yet I'm endlessly alone. A paradox that's slowly driving me insane. Sometimes at night, I'm scared. Scared of fading away bit by bit, and no one noticing. That one day I'll simply dissolve into these walls, like sugar in tea, and only the faucet will keep counting the seconds. And Jean will say to his friends, "Claire's been tired lately," and switch to talking about football. I finish the last sip. The bottle is empty. Like me. Life has trickled away drop by drop while I folded children's pajamas and cooked endless breakfasts. I built a cage and live in it, and the key was lost so long ago that I've forgotten what it looked like. Sometimes I imagine escaping. Not dramatically, with slamming doors. Just getting up one morning, packing my canvases and leaving. Renting a small studio by the sea, where it smells of salt and freedom. Paris, a gallery, the scent of oil paints. Sometimes I imagine taking this empty bottle and smashing it against the wall so the shards scatter like a star, so someone might realize, a living woman was here. But I don't do it. I stay silent. I smile. I serve the kids breakfast with jam shaped like a smiley face, and kiss Jean on a cheek that smells of aftershave. And inside, I scream so loudly that if anyone could hear silence, they'd go deaf from this soundless despair. Jean and I have even stopped fighting. That's more alarming than when we shouted over bills. Back then, there was at least passion, even if it was destructive. Now we exchange phrases about practical things, like roommates in a shared apartment. Don't forget Sophie's dance class. The bill came. How's it going? Fine. I retreat to my former studio, now a storage room with dusty canvases. Once I found an unfinished painting there, a woman by the shore, her face blurred, hair in the wind. I wanted to finish it, but my hand wouldn't move. I covered the canvas with a sheet like a corpse. It was an October morning when I almost left. I packed a bag, money for a rainy day, 2 paintings, my passport. I wrote a note, "I need time." I walked to the bus stop, breathing in the smell of autumn leaves and fresh bread from the bakery. But then I remembered Sophie, who's afraid to sleep without a nightlight, and Louis with his questions about the stars. I came back. Not because I didn't want freedom, but because maternal love and fear had knotted together, and I couldn't cut through it. The kids are my joy and my sentence. When they come at night and crawl under the blanket, their warm little hands are the only thing that feels real. Their breathing is my drug and my chain. In the rare moments of closeness with Jean, when his hand rests on my side, I believe for a second that I can still be alive. But his hand moves away, he turns over, and I'm left with a cold sheet, and the realization, we performed intimacy but didn't feel it. I dream of someone noticing. Not pitying, not giving advice, just seeing. A look that says, "I know who you are, Claire." But everyone sees only roles: wife, mother, homemaker. The woman Claire, who dreamed of exhibitions, has dissolved into routine. The empty bottle on the table isn't just glass. In its transparency, I see a reflection of my life. And I realize, emptiness isn't a sentence. It's a pause that can be filled. But it takes courage to take a step or someone's hand at the right moment. Tomorrow, I'll wake up at 6. Find the unicorn socks. Spread jam on toast. Kiss Jean on the cheek. Be a good mother, a decent wife. But inside, the Claire who remembers the smell of paints and is still alive will live on. And only the empty bottle will know the truth. Until I find the strength to speak it aloud.